All right, going over chapter 1 review. Okay, your first test for you guys is coming up. So use the diagram. So for this one, numbers 1 through 6, we are using the diagram to the right. So please make sure you understand how to read a diagram. So looking at the first question, it says, give another name for the plane M. Okay, there are a lot of names you could name it. Keep in mind they're using one capital letter. And where are they finding that capital letter? It's right here in the corner. Keep in mind there is no point on there, so that is my plane. Another name I could name it is plane. Please make sure you're writing the word plane. Okay, separating them. Or not separating them, just writing 3 points together. Doesn't matter which 3 points. I could have X, Y, Z. Those are capital letters. Please make sure they look like capital letters. Or I can use plane. Keep in mind they only asked for 1, but I'm going to give you 2. N, Z, Y is okay. Capitalize that Y. All right, looking at the next question, it says name a line in the plane. You could name a line however you want, but please make sure it's correct. I could name it as line G. Keep in mind that G is a lowercase g. I could also name it using my arrows. I can do X, Z with the arrows. Do not forget the arrows have to go on both ends of a line. Looking at number 3, it says name a line intersecting the plane, meaning goes through the plane. I could name that as line H. Keep in mind it's a lowercase h. Or I could name it as PY with my arrows. Again, it has to be a line. Name 2 rays. Keep in mind I can take a ray from a line. Okay, just as 2 rays, so any 2 rays would be fine. So I'm going to do X, Y. Keep in mind your arrow has to go to the right. That's 1 ray. I could also do Y, P as another ray. Now this one says opposite rays. Pay attention to what opposite means. That means they have to share an endpoint. So if you did PY or YP, that would be incorrect. Okay, opposite rays. My endpoint is going to be my Y. So I'm solving it as YZ with my arrow going this way. And YX. Okay, with my arrow also going this way. So if you're looking at it, you're starting at Y, you're going to Z. Okay, there's that one. And then YX goes this way. They're opposite rays. They are both sharing this endpoint, which is my Y. Okay, so please make sure you understand that. Looking at the last one for this section, it says name a point not on plane M. For this one, super easy. You could have just put P. P is the only point not on plane M. All right, going ahead and going to section 2. Section 2, I have segment addition postulate. So it's asking to find XZ. So XZ is this entire thing. So all you had to do was add 17 plus 24. If you added correctly, your answer should have been 41. Looking at the next one, again, it's asking for XZ. I'm not adding this time. I'm going to go ahead and subtract. Take my total line minus the part that they're giving me. If you subtracted correctly, your answer should have been 11 for XZ. Looking at number 9, it says plot the points in a coordinate plane. So hopefully you guys graphed. Then determine whether segment AB and segment CD are congruent. So graphing my points first. Go ahead and do it in blue. I have 8, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. This is A. I'll zoom in so you can see it. There's my A. Try not to put these little dots, so I'm going to go ahead and erase them. B is 3, -4, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. Okay, there's A and B. I'm going to go ahead and connect them. C is 7, 1. So this one was 8, 7, 1 right here. Here's my C. And then D is 7, -3, 1, 2, 3. Right here. And this is D. All you have to do now is count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they congruent, yes or no? Good. They are not congruent, so how am I writing it? You could say not congruent. Or you could actually write it as segment AB is not congruent to segment CD. Okay, either one of those is fine. Questions on 1 and 2? Okay. All right, going ahead to 1.3, it says find the coordinates of the midpoint, then find the distance between points S and T. So for this one, they're asking for two things, midpoint and distance, and you have to know your formulas. Midpoint formula, I'm going to go ahead and write right here. I'm going to have x1 plus x2 divided by 2 equals my midpoint. y1 plus y2 divided by 2 equals my midpoint for y. Okay, that's my midpoint formula. Distance formula is the square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. And I'm using both of those to solve for 10 and 11. So it's asking again for midpoint and distance for both of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and write it up here. This is number 12, or sorry, 10. Okay, I'll grab black. What did I have for 10? They gave me S was -2, 4, and T was 3, 9. So going ahead, I'm going to go ahead and do my midpoint first. So midpoint, plugging in, I have x1 plus x2, which is 3, divided by 2. And then I have 4 plus 9 divided by 2. Keep in mind it has to be written as ordered pairs. Do not forget those parentheses. You guys will get points off. So looking at this one, I'm going to add them. I'm going to get 1 over 2 and 13 over 2. Can I simplify these? No, I cannot. I'm going to go ahead and that's my midpoint. That's the answer for my midpoint. Going ahead and solving for distance, I'm going to have the square root of -2 minus 3 squared plus 9 minus 4 squared. Combining these, I'm going to get a -5 squared plus 5 squared. Don't forget that square root. -5 squared is going to give you 25 positive plus 25. You're going to end up with the square root of 50. And do not forget your answer must be in simplest radical form. So I have the square root of 50. Simplifying it, I'm going to have 5 and 10. And 5 and 2, I have a pair. So my pair is going to go on the outside. And whatever's left over goes on the inside. And this would be my answer for my distance. All right, going to number 11, I have to do the same thing. It's asking for midpoint and distance. So 11, just writing my coordinates. S was 6, -3. and t is 7, -2. Again, midpoint and distance for both of these, so please make sure you check your work. I'm going to have 6 plus 7 over 2 and -3 plus -2 over 2. Keep in mind, again, it has to be written as ordered pairs. I'm going to have 13 over 2, which ends up in the next one being -5 over 2. Can I simplify these? No, I cannot. So this is my midpoint. Oops. All right, going ahead and doing my distance. I'm going to have 7 minus 6 squared plus -3 minus -2 squared. I'm going to go ahead and change this to a plus sign. Solving it, 7 minus 6, I'm going to get 1 squared plus -1 squared. 1 squared is 1, -1 squared is 1 as well. And then I'm just going to have the square root of 2 left over, and I can't do anything with that. So that would be my answer, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write those answers next to each other so you guys have it. 10 was 1 over 2 and 13 over 2 for my midpoint. My distance is 5 times the square root of 2. And 11 is 13 over 2 and -5 over 2 for my midpoint. Distance is going to be the square root of 2. Do we have any questions on 10 and 11? Okay, please make sure you know what you're doing and you're plugging it into the right formula. All right, looking at number 12. Number 12 says the midpoint of JK is M, 6, 3. One endpoint is J, 14, 9. Find the coordinates of endpoint K. So for this one, I'm solving for an endpoint. Please pay attention to how I'm setting this up. Okay, so this is 12. I'm going to have 14 because they gave me 14. That's one of my endpoints. Plus, I don't know my second endpoint over 2 equals my midpoint, which was 6. Going ahead and doing the next one. Again, they're giving me an endpoint, which is 9, plus I don't know my second endpoint over 2 equals 3. And now I have to solve for what's missing. Solving for what's missing, I'm going to go ahead and multiply 2 on both sides. I'm going to end up having 14 plus x equals 12. I'm subtracting 14 from both sides. X is going to equal -2. Doing the same thing to the other side. Multiply both sides by 2. I'm going to end up with 9 plus y equals 6. Going ahead and subtracting both sides by 9. I'm going to end up with y equals -3. Keep in mind it's asking for coordinates, so I have to write my answer as a coordinate pair. So for this one, my answer is going to be, let me get a darker green, -2, -3, and again, this is for number 12. Okay. And looking at the last question, 13, it says point M is the midpoint of AB, where AM equals 3x plus 8, and MB is 6x minus 4. Find AB. Midpoint, that means it's in the middle. So I personally like to draw it. So here is my diagram. I have A, I have B. In the middle is my M. Keep in mind, midpoint means it's congruent. So I'm drawing those little tick marks so I know that they're congruent. Looking at it, make them in red. Going ahead and labeling, AM is 3x plus 8. MB is 6x minus 4. I'm going to go ahead and solve for x because that's the first thing I have to do. Solving for x, I'm going to go ahead and set them equal to each other. So I'm going to have 3x plus 8 equals 6x minus 4. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3x from both sides. I'm subtracting 3x because I don't want a negative. And then I'm adding 4 to both sides. These are going to cancel out. I'm going to end up with 12 equals 3x. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. My 3's are going to cancel. And then I'm going to get x equals 4. Keep in mind they're not asking me for x. All I have to do is take that x and plug it into only one of them. I don't have to do it to both. So I'm going to plug it in. 3 times 4 plus 8. 3 times 4 plus 8 is going to give me 20. So this is 20. And this is 20. So my answer for AB, add them together, 20 plus 20 is going to give me 40. Okay, so 40 would be my answer for 13, not 4. All right, going ahead to 14, it says find the perimeter of the area of the polygon with the given vertices. Okay, looking at this, you don't necessarily have to graph it. All right, just so you know for this question, you do not have to graph it. You can solve it using the absolute value of the distance. So I'm going to show you. Okay, so yes, you can graph it, but if it was this type of question, no, a graph would not be provided. If it says plot the points on the graph, then you would graph. So you're going to take the absolute value of the distance. I'm finding perimeter and area. So perimeter means I have to know the measurement of all of the sides. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use WX. Okay, WX. I'm trying to find the distance, so that means I'm taking the absolute value of 6 minus -1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add these, and I'm going to end up with 7. So the distance from WX is 7 units. How do I know I'm taking those two numbers? Because if you look at the values or the ordered pair, my 5's are the same, so that's telling me it's on the 5 line on my x, okay, on my x coordinate. So I'm taking those two numbers, the 1 and the 6. So looking at the next one, if I have x, or let me not do x, y, we'll take an easy one. We'll do y, z. Okay, if I take y, z, I'm going to do, again, the absolute value of 6 minus -1. This is also going to give me 7. So now we know that those are my two parallel lines. Now I'm going to go ahead and do WY. I have WY. WY, I'm taking the absolute value of 5 minus 2, which is going to give me a 3. And then XZ, same thing. The absolute value XZ is going to be 5 minus 2, which is also 3. So now I have all my sides. Now I can go ahead and find my perimeter and area. Keep in mind this has 4 vertices, so this is some sort of quadrilateral. Okay, so looking at it, finding my perimeter, I'm adding 7 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. If you add correctly, your perimeter is going to be 20 units. Now I have to do my area. Area equals base times height, which is 7 times 3. And I'm going to get 21 units squared. Don't forget that square. Perimeter is 20 units. Area is 21. If you graphed it, all you had to do was count. So I will go ahead and graph it so you can see it. I have W, which is 5, -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1. X is 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y is 2, -1. And then Z is 2, -6. So if I were to graph this or plot my points, it's going to be the same thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to get the same thing. So just showing you don't necessarily need a graph for this. You're just using what they're giving you. Same thing for this one. Again, you don't need a graph for this, but let's go ahead and graph it. I have a triangle. I have 6, -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -2 is right here. I have E. F is 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And then G is -1, 5. Connecting them, I have a diagonal line. Counting, which we can do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7. Okay? I know it's a lot of work. So from E to F, again, you can solve this one. You're taking the absolute value of 5 minus -2. It's going to give you 7. F to G is going to be the absolute value of 6 minus -1. That's also going to give you 7. And G to E. If you're looking at G to E, there are no, if you want to call it, matching coordinates. So I know I have to use my distance formula for these two. Okay, because I can't just count this one. So knowing our distance formula, I'm going to go ahead and solve it down here. So this is E to G. I'm going to have the, not the absolute value, the square root of 6 minus -1 squared plus 5 minus -2 squared. I'm going to go ahead and change these to plus signs. I'm going to get 7 squared plus 7 squared. Square rooting it. I'm going to get 49 plus 49. That's going to give me the square root of 98. Simplifying the square root of 98. What two numbers go into 98? Yeah. Okay, 2 and 41. Did we do this one already? Yeah, 2 and 49. Did we already do this one? And 7 and 7. I thought we did this one. All right, so because I have a pair, I'm going to take it outside, and my 2 is going to stay on the inside. So this is for EG. 7 square root of 2. I know it's a little hard to see. Now, they asked me again for perimeter and area. Please follow along with perimeter and area. Perimeter, I'm adding everything. So that's 7 plus 7 plus 7 times the square root of 2. I could only combine these two. 7 and 7 is 49 plus 7 times the square root of 2. That's it. That is my perimeter. Area equals base times height divided by 2 because it's a triangle. Keep in mind you're taking the 90-degree angle. Where is that 90-degree angle? It is right here. So I'm taking my 7 and my 7. So I'm going to have 7 times 7 divided by 2. That's 49 divided by 2, which is 24.5 units squared. All right, any questions so far? Get my units. Yes? No? We're good? Yeah?
For her, it'd be like 14 plus 7.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. It's not 7 times 7. It's 7 plus 7, which is 14. Oh my goodness. Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. That's good. All right. Any questions on 1-3 and 1-4? A lot of work. Okay. Going ahead to 1.5. This is going to be quick. So these are asking for the measure of specific angles. So the measure of angle ABD. So I'm just highlighting it on both of them. And the measure of CBD. So they're giving us information. So looking at number 16, they're giving me ABC, so that's this entire thing, is 77. Make that a little thicker. And now I have to solve for x because I'm trying to find my two angles. So solving for x, I'm going to go ahead and add. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm adding these. So I'm going to have 3x plus 22 plus 5x minus 17 equals 77. Combine what I can. I'm going to combine 3x and 5x. I'm going to end up with 8x. And then 22 minus 17 is going to be plus 5. Keep in mind I still have that 77. Now I'm going to go ahead and just solve two-step equation. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and subtract 5 from both sides. I'm going to end up with 8x equals 72. Then I'm going to go ahead and divide by 8 on both sides. And x is going to equal 9. Okay, keep in mind they're not asking me for x, so I have to take it and plug it in. I'm going to have 3 times 9 equals 22, or not equals 22, plus 22. I'm going to get 27 plus 22. Then I'm going to get the measure of angle ABD equals 49 degrees. Don't forget your degree sign. Going ahead and solving for the next angle, I'm going to have 5 times 9 minus 17. Do I really have to plug it in? I don't have to. Okay, so I'm just going to save me some time multiplying and subtracting. All I'm going to do is 77 minus 49 gives me the answer of the measure of angle CBD. If you subtract it correctly, it's going to be 28 degrees. So you don't necessarily have to plug it in, but if you plug it in and let's say you add these two together and it doesn't give you 77, then you probably did something wrong. So it's up to you how you want to check these, but always, I guess, check your work. All right, looking at the next one, number 17. They gave me my entire angle, which is 111 degrees. So solving for this one, same thing as what I did before. I'm going to add everything and set it equal to 111. So I have negative 10x plus 58 plus 6x plus 41 equals 111. Combining what I can, my x's, and then my constants, I'm going to get negative 4x plus 99 equals 111. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 99 from both sides. If you subtract correctly, you're going to get negative 4x equals 12. Divide both sides by negative 4. I'm going to end up with x equals negative 3. Same thing I did before. I'm going to take that and I'm plugging it in. I have negative 10x plus 58. Or let me plug it in, not keep an x. So negative 10, I'm going to scoot it over actually. I'm going to have negative 10 times negative 3 plus 58. I'm going to get a positive 30 plus 58. And then the measure of angle ABD is 88 degrees. Again, I don't necessarily have to plug negative 3 in. All I really have to do is 111 minus 88. It's going to give me the measure of angle CBD, which is 23 degrees. Okay, so please make sure you check your work on these. And going to the last section, these are pretty easy. Complementary angles mean they're 90-degree angles. Supplementary angles mean it's 180, so all you had to do was subtract. So, looking at the first one, all you had to do was 90 minus 12 is going to give you the measure of angle 2. If you subtracted correctly, it should have been 78 degrees. Please do not forget that degree sign. Looking at the next one, 90, let me not use a highlighter. 90 minus 83 is going to give you the measure of angle 2, which is 7 degrees. And supplementary is 180, so you're doing 180 minus 116 is going to give you the measure of angle 4, which is 64 degrees. And then the last one, 180 minus 56 is going to give you the measure of angle 4 again for this question, which is 124 degrees. Okay, any questions on the review? Please study for your test.